Take a look at today's electric moment brought to you by Hyundai. Speaking of demanding all the attention, Amen Thompson having an outstanding sophomore season. He put up the second triple-double of his career in a win over the Cavaliers. The Rockets put up 135 points on Saturday and have beaten the top team in the East twice in the last week. So we're going to get to the Rockets later in the show, but the Cavaliers, they've now lost more games in their last 8 than they did in their first 37. As their defense, it really has hit a little bit of a tough patch here, if you can see. You can't win them all. We know that. But 3 straight losses, it deserves a little bit of a closer look. Perk, how concerned are you about the Cavaliers' recent play?
I'm very concerned. And here's why. The only team that gets a pass is the defending champs, the Boston Celtics, right? When you're trying to go and you're considered a title contender, you have to find ways to bounce back and get back to playing at a high level, especially on the defensive side of things. We just talked about SGA and the Oklahoma City Thunder. We know after they lose a game, 9 times out of 10, they coming back on their bounce back and they're going to smack their opponents. That's what Cleveland needs to get back to. If you look at the first 37 games, they was 11 in defensive efficiency, 9th in opponent's field goal percentage. They have dropped to 27 and 26 over the last 8 games. That's not going to cut the mustard. And I'm starting to trend and lean towards that Cleveland might need to make a move and get a wing like Jeremy Grant, a guy that could defend some athleticism. No knock on Max Strus. No knock on the young fella coming in off the bench who's been playing well, like there's a 6-man candidate. But I think they need to make a slight move and bring in Jeremy Grant.
Ooze, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think obviously they had a hot start. They're 36-9 to start the season. We thought they're going to be like the Bulls and the Warriors who broke records and everything. But the reality of it is they haven't been there before, not this group of guys. So there's going to be a higher microscope on them, and they have a small backcourt. I mean, no offense to Garland and Donovan Mitchell. They're playing outstanding. Donovan Mitchell named the starter again, but they're small. They have great size in the front court with their 2 7-footers, of course. But to your point, Perk, they don't really have a wing that's a dominant wing on the defensive side or a dominant wing on the offensive side. Maybe they make a move, but the bottom line is shots go in, sometimes shots go in, sometimes shots don't. They got to step up their defense. They're giving up way too many points in this little 3-game losing streak. Again, it's just a 3-game losing streak. Yeah. But in that 3-game losing streak, they're giving up too many points.
It's 3-game losing streak. It's 5 of 8. But I think the reason their defense isn't that good right now is because Evan Mobley's been out. They've had a few injuries. They've had Isaac Okoro's been out. And when you have some of your, Dean Wade's had a couple of injuries. And some of this is just, you're in January. It's time for the All-Star break. Teams are literally counting down the games until the All-Star break. People have got little injuries here. And the Celtics have been losing too. And some of that gets into your head when the team they've been the pace setter. The Cavs have been the pace setter for the whole league this year, and especially in the Eastern Conference. When the Celtics, who are right behind you, start dropping a couple of games, it takes away some of the sense of urgency. And I think when they're being honest, I think the Cavs would admit they pay attention to the scoreboard a bit. And when you don't have all your guys out there and you're in the January doldrums, things like this can happen.
I guess that's what I'm kind of wondering is, yes, Evan Mobley, the cap issue for him, that it was back-to-backs that they lost to, that comes into it. But Perk, you're on a Celtics team back in 07, 08-ish that won 66 games. But in January, you have that 4-game losing streak, right? Does doubt start to creep in?
Did we?
I might have looked it up before the
Look at that.
See what championships erase? Win a championship and erases.
Forgot all about that,
what you're telling me, Perk.
No, I mean, you do have those moments, and again, we're creeping up to the All-Star break, right? Guys are, they get tired of one another in the locker room. Booze, you know this, right? You get tired of, at times, hearing the coaches' voices. You get tired of looking at your teammates, being around your teammates, and you need that time to reset. I'm just saying a team that has a goal of actually competing for a title, a young team at that, then, it's really no time for slippage, right? It got to be a repeated message in that locker room that says, hey, we got to make sure we stay afloat and remember the task at hand.
Well, you were proof is in the pudding. You were able to turn it around and win that season, so research can confirm. Hey, we've got a great doubleheader this week.
How's it going, everybody? Villa Sports Network here. Just wanted to thank you guys for your support on the channel. Thank you guys for watching the video. Hope you all enjoyed it. I also want to kind of remind you to don't forget to leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment on the video if you like as well. But regardless of the fact, thank you again for your support. and hope to see you on the next video.